video is going to show you how to make some simple snowflake decorations from paper for, I guess, holiday decorating, card making, scrapbooking, or like me, I like to stick them on presents. There's two basic shapes I'm going to show you how to make, and then you can kind of mix them and match them like I have here to create kind of multi-dimensional snowflakes. So to make ones that look like this, you do need 3 circles of paper. Each circle should be 1 inch in diameter, smaller than the last. So for example, this is 5 inches in diameter, this is 4 inches in diameter, this is 3 inches in diameter. And to make these, I use the same kind of techniques that I've learned from watching YouTube videos about making paper flowers. And I've been kind of experimenting and playing around with paper because I have a lot of paper. And I realized that a snowflake and a flower really aren't that different symmetry-wise. So first step is to fold your circle in half. And then you're going to fold that into thirds, which will give you 6. The first one I'm going to show you is a closed snowflake. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your wedge of paper and you're going to cut 2 semicircles, 1 out of each side. Do your best to keep them symmetrical. Remember not to cut the point, because if you do that, you'll just end up with disjointed pieces of paper and it won't be a snowflake. So 2 semicircles. Remember, it's easier to turn the paper than it is to turn the scissors. When I was in elementary school, I always got bad grades in art because my teacher said I didn't cut well, that my cuts were too jiggity and jaggedy and ugly, and so I never did very well in art when we had to make pilgrims for Thanksgiving and pumpkins for Halloween. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut across the top, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of follow this shape that I've already made, kind of like the top of a heart. You can, do like a, I guess a pointed jiggity jaggedy shape if you wanted. You could cut straight across. But I found that if you kind of follow along with what you already have, it makes a pretty nice looking snowflake. So the other shape is like an open snowflake. You're going to fold it exactly the same way. I'm not always very good at eyeballing whether I have thirds. But try to make it as close to actual thirds as you can. Same thing again with the 2 semicircles. And I'm actually going to do the same thing across the top because that's kind of my preferred snowflake style. But what's different about the open snowflake is you're going to now cut off these ends here. And I'm just going to cut straight. You can make it crooked, or you can even put like a little tick in there. I'm just going to lop off a piece. And then when you open this one up, you'll see you get that kind of a shape. So of course, the deeper in you cut, then the less you'll have here around the edges. So you're going to want to do that for all your circles. Cut them into whichever shape you prefer. And honestly, have a lot of fun with this. I have made some strange looking snowflakes, but I've also come up with some pretty cool looking snowflakes in the past. So the best thing is to enjoy yourself. Once you have all your snowflakes cut out, you're going to layer them. I think it looks neat to have 2 closed and 1 open. Maybe you can glue them down like that. Even use mounting squares to make them more dimensional. I also like to actually put the The piece is not in order of big, medium, small. I like to do the big one on the bottom, and then I like to do the small one in the middle, and then the medium on top. And I think that looks really effective when you have mounting squares to separate, because then it really helps it pop. However, you want to play around with it and you want to do whatever you feel comfortable. Some people like to stagger it. Some people like it to be like that, where it's the same shape getting smaller and smaller. With the open ones, I was trying to be creative and I made some pretty different shapes. So I would just glue those together, and then if you want, you can do like I do, and I usually put like a bling or something in the middle just to jazz it up. Pretty simple, very easy to make, very quick, kid friendly. So that's how you make a paper snowflake.